So let's see. Care to find the monster yourselves, using some of our intimidation, or using the axis sign? Usually axis used to calm animals, and sometimes to do some mind influencing as well. We don't really need to make the peasants, upset, so...
Sozek doesn't look too good. Lay him inside somewhere.
Right, we've dawdled enough already. Come on, lads, let's go.
What's this? I was ready for a rumble there.
Shut it, and come on.
I apologize for interrupting, but I am Louis Merce, and I am chief person in charge of all matters related to monster hunting in Flotsam. It is in this capacity that I must inquire if you're willing to attempt to resolve the problem of our so-called Kayran, the beast that now blocks all trade traffic on the river.
So, Witcher, are we willing?
I usually work alone.
I was here first, and I'll not relinquish this contract. My way or the highway, as the locals put it.
Fine. Your way it is.
You must contact the merchants on the waterfront as regards any rewards. Madame de Tanseville has, I believe, already conducted some preliminary negotiations.
That I have.
In that case, don't let me keep you.
So it seems we've got a Witcher
Triss,
contract on
how
ours.
long must I wait for you to introduce us?
Sheila de Tanserville, advisor to Queen Zulika of Kovir.
Kovir's a long way north.
True. I had my doubts if the Kayran was worth the journey, but those were dispelled with what it showed today.
Here to hunt down some ingredients?
Triss Merigold. Sharp as ever.
You're thinking that...
Troll eyes, ghoul venom, virgin's blood, all those disgusting marvels we take from dying species. To throw into the cauldron at Sabbaths. Right, Triss?
Absolutely. Virgins are a dying breed.
Oh my. Your sense of humor seems to be intact too. But enough of these pleasantries. Tell me, Geralt. You saw the tentacle. What do you make of it all?
The beast must be huge. Maybe inhabited one of the Pontar's tributaries before, hunting animals. Then it grew for some reason, and hunger drove it to seek fresh pastures.
And on the Pontar it found trade barges burgeoning with obese, slow-moving merchants. You're partly correct. Cedric claims the Kayran emerged from the northern swamps approximately 1 month past.
Cedric?
An elf, formerly a Scoia'tael. Strange bird, but he knows quite a bit about the area and its living wonders.
I need to look around, find out a few things.
An investigation, witches' rituals, extracting secrets and such.
More or less. I'll talk to the merchants about the reward, pay Cedric a visit and get back to you.
You'll find me at the inn. I've rented lodgings there, on the upper floor.
You know the inn's also a whorehouse.
Thanks for the warning.
Some spicy sorceress drama there.
Go ask the mace.
Now let's just, for the sake of it, press that button. It's creating a save file.
I've always preferred the wandering life. Meet new people, beat some of them up.
I can definitely see the appeal.
Like it.
Let's see, indecent proposal, reader's residence. And I suppose that shield now means it's a major quest. A primary quest, so to speak. Troll trouble, and learning more about Andregas and Neckers. And we've got characters to read about. Secondary characters, and the main character list just keeps getting longer. Nothing new about her. No. Swords and Chive. The sky is fell, and usually enough to earn some of the main entertainment by execution. Got Bernard Laredo, who is, well, just look at him, he does not look like a pleasant fellow. No picture there, but we've got a picture here. You can read this in your own terms. It's, I know in the first game I read most of this out loud and so on, but these are getting long. And I know most of it, sort of.
Not really, it's a shit.
Kinda, maybe. Let's see, what else do we have? A bunch of everything. Almost at the original cab. We gotta find a place where we can sell all of the miscellaneous junk we've picked up. We'll find something to learn about Nekis and Rodriguez and finding a troll there. We have a map. We do, but it's not revealed. Just like in the first game too. Well, we can't see anything other than many things. Can't mouse over this to see who it is or what it exactly is, but we can see out here on the side that it's a craftsman. There's a bunch of other stuff. I've got Karen, Master of Prize. Oh, if we zoom in, we can kind of see some things. Mainly the mysterious merchant and other merchants. Those we're allowed to see what are.
Hey there, Witcher! Are you Geralt of Rivia, sir?
Who's asking?
Thank you, Master, for what you did outside La Valette Castle.
Our family would have perished if not for you. Please accept this modest gift.
I can't accept this.
But
Give my regards to your relatives.
New quest phase. I completed it. I think Geralt's a monster slayer. He don't accept the money. Is it fun about that event? Yeah. So we've got two trails to follow really. We've got the Kingslayer's trail and we've got the monster hunting problem. The Karen and the Kingslayer. Those are our two primary concerns at the moment.
So how's it going?
Greetings. Mind if I take a look at what you have in stock?
Certainly. You're welcome to. I'm Fioravanti, a merchant. Not to be nosy, but weren't you hired to kill the Kairan? I've had my fill of this place, and I'll be glad when the blockade is finally lifted.
Larita won't let you traders out until it suits him. Seems he needs you here for some reason.
What's that supposed to mean, damn it? Is he organizing some international trade fair? I'm a subject of King Demavend, but I tell you...
Demavend's dead.
Ah.
Now, if you don't mind, can we get down to business?
Can play dice. Don't really see why we should. Oh, our stuff is on the left, his stuff is on the right. Let's start with selling stuff we don't need, like these longswords. Keep Jabel for a moment, even though it's just for the memory of it. Sell these. This. Sell that and sell that. For enhancements, we can keep this, I suppose. One thing. Crafting diagrams. All actually have weight. Yeah. As do the materials. That's great. I might just need to... A lot of people don't play this game without a weight mod that makes everything just weigh nothing. Because otherwise it's a whole lot of inventory management. But I figured that since we beat the first game without changing the inventory there, of course the first game's inventory is a bit better put together than this. At least weighs 0 because they're books. Let's see what. He sells diagrams for all the counter stuff and formulae. What formula do we even know? We get cat potion, focus blood, golden aureole for poison, Petrus filter for signs, got rook for more damage, and would swallow for vitality regen. Thunderbolt reduces health, but what? Damage still increased. Oh, so 20%. White Raffit's decoction increases our maximum health and reduces our damage. I don't want that really. See, less health, more armor. Vigor and a bunch of other stuff. Hangman's venom. Now it's just bonus against humans. Cat wool. That's just an improved swallow potion. Studded leather, robust cloth, bunch of other stuff. Yeah. And quest items, we can't sell these most likely. Yes.
youngster screaming in date and the old man.
There's a craftsman over here.
Here comes the Witcher. Think he'll agree?
No, I...
Who's these people?
Ha!
Greetings. A word, if you will.
You see, we've created an alchemical substance and we wish to test it in Vizima, in a laboratory.
Seeing as you're a witcher, we wondered if you'd be willing to test it in practice.
In a year or two, given the occasion, you could visit us in Vizima. We'd examine you and reward you generously.
We need to study its long-term effects. We can't say more.
Are you in?
This is shady, and we don't really know what it's all about. Sure, why not?
Why not?
Splendid!
Excellent.
Now, if you could also keep a journal of the experiment.
Don't overdo it.
Okay. Didn't accept the money from the peasants before because, well, we just did what was the right thing to do.
Hey, boss. Look who's graced our smithy. That titan of the art of smithing can't hear us. Busy. Work's a blur in his hands. And how are you, Witcher? Things working out for you?
Nice workshop.
Bah, it's no workshop, just a simple forge. But thanks for the compliment, both in my name and the master's. So how can we help you, eh?
Play dice. Let's trade, see if they have anything good. Long sword and silver-plated sword. Sumerian sword, short sword, and daggers. Some diagrams for all kinds of stuff. A jagged blade. Robust cutlass. Could be neat. Sort of can go and doesn't do anything, just more damage. Some runes. Doesn't sell books. Yeah, dice poker in this game is all means worse than the first game because you have to throw the dice onto the board and it's janky and wonky. And while I love jank, you can potentially lose dice if you don't just plonk them down. You can't actually throw them around like you throw dice.
Want to play soldiers and squirrels?
Well, thank you. You're a good boy.
This guy.
Wash my ass and don't even leave a tip.
Mysterious merchant. He's also a DLC thingy. He sells this sword, which is pretty goddamn good, bleeding and poison. And he also sells another good sword, and for armor he sells this, which is also pretty good. We can't see what we're wearing, and we can't compare it there for some reason. Enhancements, he sells a bunch of runes and diagrams. He sells some basic stuff. It was originally a pre-order bonus, or buy the game from the certain store bonus, something like that. And they added him for free on a patch for everyone because, well, he really doesn't do much. What's I looking for? I'll go talk to merchants on the waterfront. But we could also go look around for a place to buy books. What's the money situation looking like? That's pretty decent. What's this? Critical effects mutagen. +2 to all kinds of good stuff. Now, the way those mutagens work is that we can plunk them into stuff like Fortitude, which has a tiny slot there, and we can mutate it, and we put it in, and once we put it in, we can't take it out. So if you start putting all kinds of lesser mutagens into them, you'll all means permanently give your character. Because you won't have the mutagen space for +1 million damage or unlimited health. Hyperbole, but you get the point. Who's that guy? It's an elf.
Greetings. Welcome.
Okay, he's unimportant apparently.
Come on, nearly got him. Go on, a wee bit more. Change your grip. You look strong. Care for a little contest?
I wanted to talk with Sultan, but sure. I'm confident in my mouse moving abilities. When I first played this game, I could badly do this minigame because it was before the enhanced edition, and I remember my computer back then was a really bad computer. This game was taxing. So this here was impossible because, you know, low frame
Too
rate.
strong for me. Here's what you're owed. You ought to give Wiry Wilkes a shot.
So bring it on, Flotsam. Let's see. Sells junk food. All of this looking extremely advertising. Reminds me of that one time I once ate a raw potato. Talk to Dandelion. Let's just do that.
I'm having flashbacks, Dandelion.
What have you remembered?
My own death.
I saw that with my own eyes, as I've told you many times. Yennefer gave her life to save yours. I thought you might have remembered what happened afterwards. I mean, how the devil can you be here now? I hear you, I see you, you're breathing. I mean, you're just alive.
Dandelion, I've had a flashback or two. I don't know everything yet.
Seems our mouse can't be used for grabbing those anymore, so...
You gave Vernon a full report on Flotsam. Seen anything unusual around here?
They've got some amazing women at the brothel. You should take a look. One of them.
You know what I mean.
A town like any other. It's got a harbor, an inn, and a stinking muddy river. That's what an ordinary man would say. But we poets also look into people's souls. And things are not good. I saw a robbery sanctioned by law. Town watchmen laughing as they confiscated goods, all the while talking about how they'd finally bring order to the town. I saw drunken thugs beat up an elf woman while no one even flinched. I know these things happen everywhere, but here, it's not motivated by hatred or misguided attempts at meting out justice. People are driven by cold calculation, always looking for opportunities to get a little richer.
So everyone here is, well, awful. That's good to know.
I need information. Anything that could help me track down the Kingslayers.
I only know gossip. Things folk have been saying since Demothen's death. People are throwing out blame left and right. One day it's the elves, another the Nilfgaardians, then it's Rivians.
Let me guess. The suspects also include a Zerrikanian alchemist and a group of halflings.
Bold theory, but the mob comes up with even better ones. Know what? Frankly, the most worrying effect of these assassinations is the chaos they've unleashed in people's minds.
What do you mean?
I mean chaos. People don't know what to think, who's good and who's evil. And these are tough times. Who knows what's going to happen?
Smart words by Dandelion right there. The big problems that are going to spring up from these assassinations are not going to be, oh, who has to rule this country? It's people falling into chaos as they look for a scapegoat or look for someone to blame. Of course, they currently have our good friend Geralt to blame for the death of Foltest. Maybe we'll be able to prove them wrong in that regard. Maybe we'll just be able to bugger off and disappear somewhere in the desert. For now, though, we should focus on earning some money and figuring out who this Kingslayer guy is. Because, I mean, all we know is that he's a witcher and that he's a big guy. And he's working with the elves, the Scoia'tael. Not all elves are Scoia'tael, and not all Scoia'tael elves. Some are also dwarves and halflings. Even though it is illegal for dwarves to join the Scoia'tael. At least it was during the Second War of Nilfgaard. But,
So, Mr. Master Spy, what's new in the world of politics? Bards singing about anything interesting these days?
Eddern's in trouble. Henselt and his great army are nearing the Pontarch and will ford it and strike any day.
Well, we haven't had a war in a long time.
Like all little boys, he likes to play with his soldiers. But I don't think Kedwin will have an easy time of it. Eddern's borders are guarded by Saskia the Dragonslayer.
Who's she? Some mercenary?
A peasant girl and self-proclaimed commander of something called the Edirnian Voluntary Militia.
Fighting women and bards who play politics. These are strange times.
Times of madness and disdain, right? Sounds like an interesting woman, that Saskia the Dragonslayer. Maybe she'll become important later. Maybe she won't. We'll have to wait and find out.
I know you. I can see you're dying to ask me. What is it?
All right, fess up. What happened to Foltest?
Want to know the version that is yet to make it to Flotsam? The king died in mysterious circumstances. The Witcher Geralt, his sword covered in blood, was discovered standing over his corpse.
Did you kill him? This'll stay between us, I promise.
The killer escaped before I could get him. I'm being set up.
So what are you gonna do? Run around swinging your sword hoping the killer walks into range?
I don't have to. The killer's in the forest with the Squirtle, and he knows I'm here. We'll find each other.
Geralt, please don't do anything stupid. Don't stick your neck out. If Laredo finds out you were involved in Foltest's assassination...
We technically weren't. That's all good. What's down here? Free stuff. Of course, we now have the personal stake if we've got to find the Kingslayer and, you know, set things straight. Also, pick up everything we find because we use that to craft. But can we, if we meditate? Yeah, we can create potions. Wonderful. The Swallow Potion is now a light green, blue, and pink. That's not the old recipe. Rook Potion. To press the quick load button, but thankfully it doesn't quick load if you're in the alchemy menu. Now we can brew whenever we want. Don't need a bonfire or campfire. How many potions do we have? A decent stock. I think we should brew some root potions actually. Because those appear to be good. This is clean plus damage. We can make 2, so let's make 2. Oh, we can make 2 with that batch of ingredients. Swallow Potion. These are our good old friend. Let's make 2 of those. Salmon. That's a bomb. Golden Oreo. That's just clean poison resistance. And bleeding and incineration. So all means it's straight upgrades how it was in the first game. We don't need that right now. Let's see a potion stock now. 2 Rug, 1 Lapwing, which I don't know if we'll ever use. But 6 Swallow Potions and 5 Cat Potions. Did we not have a diagram for the cat? Oh, we do. I suppose I'm just
Yes. Wanna dance, white Teddy?
Who do I have to talk to?
What's going on here?
A competition, brother. With the port closed, we're bored off our arses. Care to take part?
What are the rules?
The contenders put their coin down, winner takes all.
The fighting rules.
Drop your opponent and make sure he stays down.
Complicated.
So? Are you fighting, brother?
Oh, yeah.
He's a fresher like you, brother. Good for starters. Put your coin down. So, what'll it be?
Continuing on.
Gentlemen, let the dance begin!
Fist fighting endeavors.
Lights out!
In the kidneys!
Slightly more engaging than the first game. Has to click and sometimes hold down the block button or the duck button.
Left hook! That was fucking poetry! Up for another, brother.
Sure.
Who's up next?
Cor Bransel, known as Flip-Arse.
Strange name.
Does everything backwards. Sleeps in daytime, drinks before he eats, and tells women to get dressed before he ploughs them.
Flip-Arse.
Show us your orans. So what'll it be?
I'm ready.
Gentlemen,
Double
let the
our money.
dance begin.
His health is somewhere else.
Left hook! Watch out for the left hook!
Punches lights out!
Hey, champ.
What?
I can tell you're a serious contender. Far too good for this drunken riffraff. Believe you me, I know what I'm talking about.
So? I don't know you.
They call me King Ziggy, because I pay like a king. If you want a taste of fame and riches, look for me by the inn in the evenings. I'll take you to the right place.
Wouldn't want to get on your bad side. Up for another, brother.
Who's up next?
I knew you'd end up fighting each other.
Who's that?
Tidy Tim. The bastard eats honey straight from the hive, drinks for 4, and some say he can hang a bucket full of water from his cock. You better get a solid coin pouch ready. So what'll it be?
I'm ready.
Gentlemen, let the dance begin!
Most lucrative money scheme ever. Being a drunk in a bar.
Punches lights out!
I really enjoy the hair-pulling animation during this. Not because I'm into it myself or anything, but because it's a good way to remind you that, hey, long hair's impractical and nothing.
That was fucking poetry! Congratulations! You dropped some of the toughest brawlers! Well done! Tournament's over!
Left hook!
We did also beat up Static out in the swamp earlier, a month ago. Let's get on with, well, a bunch of stuff.